A girl named Anna Nix who plays the cello in her room. Suddenly her perpetually drunk stepfather enters and violently hits her on the cheek, then starts harassing her. She kicks him away causing him to crash into a nightstand and the shards of a broken vase pierce his throat, killing him instantly. Injured, she claims it was self-defense. Their mother screams that her husband will never harm his daughter. Leading to Anna being sentenced to 4 years in a strict juvenile detention center, along with other inmates. She's brought to the prison, where they prepare her for confinement and give her orange uniforms. The prison warden, Frank, welcomes the inmates and emphasizes that they must strictly obey the guard's orders. Anna is assigned to share a cell with another inmate named Ginny. Ginny is introverted and prefers reading over socializing. Ginny tells her that she has been here for 5.5 years. The next day, during a walk, they approach a group of inmates who are hostile towards Anna, but Cody, the group leader, intervenes and warns them that the other inmates are true monsters. According to Cody, Anna won't last long, but she advises her to be kind and cautious because gentle souls don't survive here. In the cafeteria, Anna is approached by Cody again, who offers her protection, since many are already eyeing her. Anna just wants to be left alone and walks away from the table. Later, Cody and her gang catch Anna in the storage room and beat her up, warning her that if she talks, they will kill her. Nurse Jane explains to Anna that the prison is a terrible place and the people here are very cruel. Jane suggests that Anna seek help from Warden Frank if she encounters serious problems. Anna goes to the warden and asks for his help. Frank tells her that the only way to avoid violence is solitary confinement, but he doubts she can handle it. However, he offers another option. His protection in exchange for a favor. Anna rejects his offer and decides to return to her cell. She cries in her bed and Ginny comforts her, revealing that she has been through all of this herself. Ginny tells Anna that she is very beautiful and they share a tender kiss. They make love and fall asleep together. During a literacy class, Anna is constantly stared at by a dark-skinned girl. During a walk, the girl intimidates Anna and mocks her. Fed up with the bullying, Anna decides to ask for help from the gang. One member blocks Nix's way and then attacks her, but Nix fights back hard. Cody respects her bold moves and is now ready to take the new girl into the gang. The girls bring Nix to their room, where there's a TV, alcohol, and prohibited substances. They explain that all of this helped them get through the ordeal with Frank in return for mutual favors. Cody orders them to beat up the dark-skinned girl who had been tormenting her. The girls plan to film the incident on a phone. Nix bravely confronts her tormentor, and soon the guards intervene. As punishment, Nix is stripped and thrown into solitary confinement for 2 weeks. A few days later, Frank takes the girl out of the cell and promises to spare her from further punishment if she pleases him. She reluctantly complies, feeling disgusted. Soon, the girls give Nix her first tattoo and offer her drugs. Cody confesses that she really likes her. Then, Anna's mother visits her in prison and still believes that her daughter was not abused. She cries and screams, calling her father a monster who did this to her. The mother slaps the girl in the face and leaves, saying goodbye to her. The next day, the dark-skinned girl and her gang attack Cody's gang. The guards intervene and separate the prisoners. Nix is taken back to Frank, who reveals that he set up the dark-skinned troublemaker to be in solitary confinement for 2 weeks. Frank offers the girl prohibited substances and takes advantage of her. When she returns to the cell and starts questioning her cellmate, the neighbor refuses to talk because she is high. Nix slaps her and immediately tries to apologize for the bruise on her face. Nix is tired of what is happening and starts using substances constantly. She argues with Cody, and the girls force her to leave the room. Nix tries to make amends with Ginny, but she rejects her. While taking prohibited substances, Cody sees this and asks Nix to come to her senses, but she only responds rudely. Cody yells that she is no longer under their protection and leaves. The next day, the dark-skinned girl and her gang beat up Nix. She becomes more and more dependent on powerful drugs. She sees intense hallucinations and contemplates ending her life. Nix, in a rage, attacks the dark-skinned girl again, provoking a massive fight and ending up back in solitary confinement. After a few days, the girl breaks a plastic tray and uses a shard to cut her vein. One officer sees this and manages to save her life. She regains consciousness in the psychiatric ward. After some tests, she is sent back to the psychiatric ward. She asks to see her mother. Finally, her mother admits that she knew how terrible her stepfather was and asks for forgiveness from her daughter. After some time, Frank allows Nix to return to her cell. Despite the pain, Nix removes the tattoo that Cody had given her. She reconciles with Jenny and they find pleasure in each other again. In the cafeteria, Cody's gang taunts Nix. One of them approaches her and smears her face with food. There is no one else around to protect her. The chief calls Nix to his office and gives her a cell, wanting her to perform in the prison talent show. In the corridor, Cody catches up with Nix and cuts her face with a razor for daring to remove their villainous tattoo. They beat the girl and step on her hand so she can't play an instrument. When Frank comes to the prison hospital, Nix confesses that she was beaten by Cody. Later, she tells Dr. Jane the truth about the warden, who constantly forces her to satisfy him. Meanwhile, Frank watches the women through the cameras. After a couple of days, the inmates attack and beat the doctor. The doctor bursts into the warden's office and declares that she will tell everyone the truth about his violence against the inmates. As soon as the woman leaves the office, Frank orders her to be taken care of. Cody and a few others approach the doctor and repeatedly stab her with a knife. Nix plays the cello in the talent show and manages to make the inmates fall in love with her music. After her performance, Frank tells her that there will be a hearing for her parole next week. He says he will take her side. Ginny again explains to Nix that she shouldn't trust the warden, as he constantly lies. Soon, Nix receives a letter about the parole hearing. She realizes that Frank will most likely deceive her and asks Cody for help in seeking revenge on the despicable warden. Cody gives her a phone and tells her to discreetly record a video when she is with him. When Nix enters the office, Frank orders her to play her flute so that he can speak up for her at the hearing. The girl secretly records the entire process on her phone. The next day, the hearing for her case begins. She tells the judges that she regrets what she has done. However, Frank breaks his part of the deal and declares that Nix, as a flagrant violator of the regime, should remain in prison. The commission is about to deny her parole, but she stops them and shows them the video. Everyone is shocked after watching the clip and the warden is immediately arrested for his harassment. In the corridor, angry inmates viciously attack him. The next day, the commission finally grants Nix early release for her great work. On the street, her joyful mother welcomes her. After some time, Nix plays a solo at a big concert and the film ends.